What's up everyone? Happy New Year. This is going to be the first video of 2022. This video I am going to update you on what's going on with the truck, what's coming up next, what I'm going to be doing with video content in 2022. It's going to be a little bit different than what I'm doing now, and everything that's going to happen in this year. There's now about 364, 360-ish days left depending on when I upload this video, and I hope to get a lot done. Hopefully you're on board. Thanks for the support all the years leading up to this. I've been doing this for a little bit now, and I just got to really thank everybody for keeping the battery in my back and keeping me doing this year after year. Before I get to where the truck is, and since the last video, I want to talk about video content with myself and Stances Everything moving forward. With the Instagram content, I kind of want to sort of get a jump into video and see where I'm at. I think I'm pretty comfortable now where I'm ready to sort of transition into doing a couple more things, working on the truck on camera, and just sort of building out my video content a little bit more. So here I'm going to keep doing reels, and then I do plan on moving over to YouTube at some point in January. Look out for that. I have a part of the truck I want to work on and try and do a video of me working on camera. So I'm going to pull that out, and hopefully that video will come later this month. But before then, let's take a tour of the truck. One more thing before this update. If you notice the video's jumping up and down a little bit as I move around, I'm in a walking boot again. I sprained my ankle really bad riding my bike, so that's kind of what's going on there. Getting back into things here, so obviously I've done sort of everything in this back half that needs to be done here. You can see the harness poking out there. I think I showed that in another video. I got these back from Red Tower Armory. They did them in Cerakote. It's black. My RCI fuel cell is just black rattle can. This is all chassis paint. Everything back here is looking pretty good and pretty ready for sort of the next step. So the next thing that's happened is I got my roof painted. So this color is Mazda A4D, which is rally white. There is a flake to this. I really wanted a flake, so I do get my flake. Maybe you might be able to see a tiny bit of it there. All of this is the original glass. The body guy cleaned it up, and it came out really well. These are new. My last one was really broken, and I was using it as a whiteboard. This is new. This trim is actually the original trim. Also going around it, I got Stripes by Square to do a blue pinstripe between the two paints. One cool feature that I took from the mini truck community is that the pinstripe goes through the jam here, and it follows it on the door. It's in the door. The two-tone does come all the way around, and that is a feature that I stole from a guy named Adam and a couple other people that I saw just sort of right before I painted everything. The jams on the inside, I did that paint myself. I just wanted to have a little bit of part in the paint. So this is actually rattle can. I used a 2K clear, the one that you got to pop the little thing on the bottom so it hardens really well. So it actually turned out pretty good, and I think that it saved a little bit of labor just getting this all nice and doing it myself versus my body guy. Whereas Al did the roof, he did the back of the cab, and he did the dash as well. I also got new weather stripping all throughout the truck. So everything is sealed. There's new window seals. This thing closes like a new vehicle. It opens like a new vehicle. It's really quite good. Inside the truck, I have parts. Lots of parts are sitting inside the truck. So there we've got LS computer and all my motor stuff for Jeff. Got my airlift stuff there. Classic Instruments gauges. I'm going to throw those on the bench so you can take a look at them because they're pretty awesome. And then just like brake parts, intake manifold parts. Just a couple of things in here. I've got my, I think that's a Bel Air steering wheel. It's on there right now. The horn ring's just zip tied. I've got my I Did It column sitting in there. And everything is kind of all really coming together nicely. And I'm pretty stoked on sort of the next step here. I do need to put in a headliner and a couple of things like that, but everything's going well. Also in the truck is the seat frame right now because I had to figure out where I was remote mounting my brake reservoir. This was also Cerakoted by Red Tower Armory. Big shout out to those guys. They did a fantastic job. Obviously I need to sort of get some dash pieces in there and stuff like that, but all of that can come later once the truck runs. These are the gauges. They look really similar to the factory gauges. It kind of you got the 4 gauges here. Everything is kind of in a factory look and feel. There's nothing digital, nothing too blue or too bright or anything like that. I wanted something that matched the way that the truck looked. So it is in kilometers. It has a tachometer. It has a left turn signal and a right turn signal, and it has a high beam indicator all in the gauge face itself, so I don't have to put it on the dash. You can see that they ran it a little bit just to touch the odometer. This is called the quadtacular gauge, I think it is. And it's got the oil pressure, gas, temperature, and battery all in one. That's kind of like how the factory did it. It does come with trim rings that help it fit in the dash better, but really this is a very, very nice looking factory style solution for your gauges. And Classic Instruments just knocked this out of the park at a reasonable price. No disrespect to anyone who's used Dolphin gauges or any other sort of universal autometer style gauge. I just wanted something that looked a little bit more factory. It's just one of those things that I'm oddly particular about, but it's my truck, so I can be particular about those things. And I'm going to be staring at these a lot because I want to put a lot of kilometers on this thing, so I'm just really happy that I ended up going with this. I'd be an absolutely terrible person if I also didn't tell you what I've got going on the truck from IssyFab. Behind me, I've got speaker brackets and the hood struts to hold up my hood. So here are the hood struts. These replace the factory springs. If you don't know what the factory springs look like, they look like this. This compared to that. That is going to look way, way, way better than this. Everybody I've seen that's put these in, they look phenomenal, they work phenomenal, and they just really do a good job of replacing that factory option. This is going to look a lot cleaner under the engine bay, and since I already have their fillers and all that stuff, this is just, it just had to be done, basically. Under the hood, one thing that I haven't really talked to you too much about is these Holley LS coil covers. So these cover the coil packs and the spark plugs and all the wiring and stuff like that, and cleans things up without having to do a coil relocation. I did spend a lot of time though getting these to fit. So the way that these work is they're the same left to right, and there's mounting posts that sit underneath. To be able to flip them over, what happens is when you flip it over, it actually shifts the passenger side back quite a bit, and it was actually fouling the firewall. So what I did was I made some cuts and kind of shifted everything back forward to match the other side and get everything to fit. As you can see, I need to sort of finish up my body work there, finish up some body work there, but that should work pretty well, all said and done. Flipping over to the driver's side, I had to notch around the alternator. Just with the front drive setup that I'm using, these just need to be notched to clear, so I spent a lot of time sort of making that notch look pretty good. I gotta clean it up somewhat. This one is in black primer right now, whereas this one is not. Obviously, I just need to finish up some work there, but this should all look pretty good when it's done. I'm thinking that I'm going to paint these chassis color, which will mean that everything under the hood will either be black, white, or chassis color. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now. If you guys have any other suggestions for the color, do let me know in the comments. The next thing you're probably wondering is where do we go from here? What's next? What's up? The next thing is for me to finish the list over there. That list includes things like mounting a few more things to the cab, buttoning up a couple things, getting a bunch of my parts together as they're strewn all about the garage, and just really getting it in the best shape for Jeff to pick it up and get moving on it. Jeff is going to be wiring it, firing it, doing the back half. It's going to help me figure out the e-brake. I think we're going to go with an electric e-stop. Because I'm using the Trans-Am rear end, I do need my e-brake to work, not just for safety reasons. The e-brake actually centers the caliper over the rotor. And really, while Jeff's got it, I'm going to work on the bed. I got some rust to fix, some dents to fix. It's got to be color matched to the patina. And then when it comes back from Jeff, I am going to toss the bed on and send it over to Mike at GT Custom Exhaust. He's going to put an exhaust on it for me. And then hopefully the goal is to get this thing on the road for 2022. I don't have an event or anything I'm trying to make it to. I just want this thing to hit the road so that I can drive it, enjoy it, and have fun. If it happens to line up with an event, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. I just really want to drive the wheels off the thing. So thanks everybody for the encouragement and support over the past 6 or so years. Taking a little bit longer than I thought, but it's going to end up being a better truck than I thought. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys on the road. So catch you later this year.